we have spoken at length about Shadur Sanders. Was it collusion? Was it not collusion? You have firmly been on the side that it's not collusion. He just wasn't very good.
Yeah.
So, in this point that I'm about to make, I have the same question for you and everybody else. Does anybody believe that Bill Belichick is inferior as a coach to Jeff Hafley?
No.
Everybody believes Bill Belichick is a better football coach than Jeff Hafley.
All day, and at night too.
And he's a better coach than Raheem Morris, and he's a better coach than Robert Saleh, who he dominated.
Yes.
So why isn't he in the NFL?
I don't know. I don't get it.
Politics.
No, it's what Wiggy said yesterday. People think that he lost his fastball.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about it on this show so much. It's the distraction that is the outside noise that comes along with Bill Belichick now, which the Patriots never had to deal with.
But Robert Saleh never had a fastball. But Jeff Hafley can't even pitch.
But I don't think he's appealing to owners. Like he doesn't want to be like the friendly face of an organization. Yeah. Whereas a lot of these new coaches do. They want to be up in front of the camera, smiling, talking to the press, talking to the media, talking to people, coaching these young guys. Belichick wants nothing to do with that.
But Bill Belichick was someone who didn't do that and never had to here because he had success. If you win, nobody cares what you say to the media.
No, but I understand what you're saying, Curtis, but that's when they believed he had his fastball. I think that with Saleh and, Jeff Hafley, they're looking at, look what Hafley did with the Green Bay defense this season. Look what Saleh was able to do with San Francisco's defense.
But Bill would be able to do that same thing with any defense.
But we haven't
Curtis
seen it,
is
though.
Right about that.
But we haven't seen it. I don't think the owners think that he's 100% focused on being the coach that he used to be. He's got the whole lifestyle. He's at cheerleading events. He's doing all this stuff. No, I'm serious. He's doing all these other things, and they're looking at him now. He's at UNC. His defense struggled, so they look and go, wait a second. If this is the greatest coach of all time, he's not maybe as focused as he used to be because he's got all these other things going.
Even when Bill Parcells was at the end, and he lost his fastball, he was still a good coach in the NFL.
Right, but he didn't have all the other stuff to go with it.
But all the other stuff goes away if you win.
But you're not winning,
If you're Buffalo today, tell me one reason why you're not hiring Bill Belichick to be the coach of that team as you enter the new facility.
I just told you. I gave you multiple reasons.
Because he's not going to be smiling and taking pictures?
Because they don't believe he still has his fastball and he could coach at that level.
But they don't believe that Robert Saleh is a better coach than Bill Belichick. They don't believe that whoever they hire is a better.
But the Bills aren't looking at Robert Saleh. Like, I don't know who the Bills are looking at right now, but at the same time,
Curtis is saying if the Titans are hiring Robert Saleh, which it seems like they are, why won't they? Why would you not even interview Bill Belichick for the job?
I would assume that working with Bill Belichick is a headache. I would assume that. And maybe I'm wrong there. It's a fine headache if you're winning. Right. Maybe the Tennessee Titans look at it as, we don't have a team put in place yet for Bill Belichick to win with. Is he worth the headache?
Right.
But if
the Bills could be a different situation, Curtis. I hear what you're saying. They've got Josh Allen. But at the same time, it is risk reward. What is more important to you?
He won 4 games at UNC. 4 games. Like, so if he's the greatest coach of all time.
So are you saying he can't coach it? Are you saying he's not the greatest coach of all time?
No,
this is wild.
I'm telling you what the owners are looking at.
But we're asking you.
I still think he's an unbelievable coach.
So then why doesn't he have a job?
Because I'm not an owner.
He does have a job, though.
Yeah, he has a job.
NFL. We're talking about the NFL.
Well, I also think that GMs are hiring a lot of these guys, not necessarily the owners, and GMs don't want to work with them because they think they're either A, going to lose their job to whatever he wants to do, or he's going to be a pain in the ass to work with.
And in the NFL, how many years you got to turn things around?
3.
Maybe, but generally 2. So they're like, do we bring in a 73-year-old who might not have his fastball no more? He might not be as focused as we need him to be focused because he's got this other thing going on. Do you think Bill Belichick is still sleeping in his office and chasing ghosts? Like when we had...
I think he would if he were back in the NFL.
So why can't he do that?
That's in his DNA.
If the Bills
why isn't he doing that in college then?
Because it's different. It's the portal. The players don't practice as much. It's all different.
But look at Cignetti.
Okay, but...
So why isn't he a good... they're still looking at his defense. Let's just say on the field stuff. Take the portal, take all this other stuff out of there, right? Because North Carolina can play with everybody else because they got the money. Why did their defense look horrendous? You're getting blown out against UCF.
Well, Curtis would say because he's got his son running it. Is probably the answer.
Well, his son was running it here.
But here's the...
So answer that question.
Why is his son doing what?
No. Why are you the greatest defensive-minded coach, and you get in, and UCF is hanging 40 on you.
It's just like when he was here. There were years when the defense was in between, where there was a transition with the roster, and the defense, like the 2011 team, had a horrible secondary. They made it to the Super Bowl and lost to the Giants. Like there
but
are
how many
years,
Super Bowls did they win prior to that?
But just a lot, 3. But my point on this is, I understand the downsides. Believe me, I do. It's the cost benefit. If you're the Bills and you take a swing at Bill Belichick, and it's a dumpster fire next year, then you fire him and you bring somebody else in. But if he wins, if he is the guy that still has some juice, and you get that Super Bowl in your first year in that new building with Josh Allen, then it's worth its weight in gold.
And you add the pursuit of the win record in as a bonus when it comes to attention that you get for your franchise. I agree with you, Curtis. I would do it all day long.
Yeah, I think it would be a disastrous decision.
You do.
Yeah.
And now you got to
drop
one. Yeah, how much money you dropping?
And you're just wasting another year of Josh Allen.
I mean, at least $2 million.
All right, now, Chime, is that Jon Lyons, WEEI part-timer who's called the radio show this morning?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, we have. I don't think we have budget. Like, does this count as work, or is this just a random phone call?
I don't know. It's up to you to decide.
I think it's about Belichick and Curtis's lead. Lyons.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. And I heard Curtis's lead. I wanted to follow up because I saw UNC twice in person this year. I went to a practice and a game, and the issue they had was the same thing the 2023 Patriots had, and that the on-field coaching was good, and they were in position to win a lot of games. The roster just wasn't good enough. So I think if he went to a place where the roster was ready to win, like the Bills, the Ravens, a team like that, I think he could go to the Super Bowl. But I think if he went to a team like Miami, like Tennessee, where he had to build something out, then it might not go so well. So I just want to add that as someone that saw him in person a couple times this year.
So this would be in line with the long-time knock on Bill Belichick, which is that he's not, when it comes to personnel, when it comes to drafting, when it comes to picking players, he's not the best.
When it comes to winning, he needs a great quarterback.
Well, and I think it goes back to, guys, the biggest reason he's still not the Patriots coach is that from 2017 to 2022, they drafted really poorly. You know, that's the biggest. And UNC, the biggest reason, they brought in 70 new players last year, and a bunch of them were, group of 5 level players and not power 5 players, and you saw it play out whenever they played a big boy team.
I would say more than the drafting, Bill Belichick is out of a job because he forced Brady out and replaced him with Cam Newton, then drafted Mac Jones and stopped talking to him in his second year.
So I would add, though, Curtis, if he had drafted Lamar Jackson in 2018 instead and let Brady leave, he might still be here, right? Like he said,
right.
I agree with you that letting Brady go was a big mistake. I'm not disputing that, but it was also, if he had drafted better, if they had Lamar Jackson, Nick Chubb, and A.J. Brown instead of Sony Michel, Isaiah Wynn, and N'Keal Harry, he still might be here, and they'd be in a much better spot.
Yeah,
I had a bunch of group of 5 players, Kirk Cignetti, and they won a national championship. I understand what John's saying. If you go to Buffalo or Baltimore, you have the most important piece, and I think that's the biggest thing. Their struggles down at North Carolina was, and I watched a lot of them, they chose the wrong quarterback in that Gio Lopez kid.
Yeah, I agree, Wiggy, by the way.
That was their biggest mistake.
But the biggest mistake is actually bigger than that. It's that Bill Belichick doesn't believe the quarterback position is as important as it is. That's the baseline.
He learned real quick at UNC that you need a quarterback at no matter what level.
I mean, it was the Ian O'Connor book where he was talking about I could win a Super Bowl with any top 15 quarterback.
And I would agree with John because when you look at it, right, when you look at the situation, we did this with Brady a little bit too. Now, it wasn't as glaring as it would be in Buffalo and Baltimore, but we were like, all right, you got to go to a team that already has pieces in place. So you go to a team that has Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, the defense is playing well. If you showed up in, let's say, Cleveland, you might be like, I don't know if Brady's going to be the Brady that we saw at the end of his career. So Bill landing in Buffalo or Baltimore, great landing spots because you do have Josh Allen and you have Lamar Jackson.
Also,